Welcome to Your Number Man, where we share financial strategies, business insights, and inspiring stories to help you navigate a successful business. I am your host, Johan, and my goal is to help you achieve a bigger life in business. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today is the first episode of the new season. Hopefully, you guys had a nice break. Now, I don't think it's really necessary to give a recap of season 1 because Jen and I went into it in detail at the end of last episode. What we want to do in season 2 is build on the fundamental areas in terms of your profit and loss, your gross profit, your balance sheet, your cash flow, your pricing strategies. So what we're going to discuss today is business models. We're going to discuss what is a business model, how can a business model help you, is a business model changeable, and where does it all fit into your business? Is every business model totally unique? I don't know how you feel, who has been in business for a while, has been invited to networking sessions, and me myself has been invited to a few, and I was quite nervous, specifically in the beginning, and I said, please, hopefully nobody's going to ask me, tell me about your business model. So I was really afraid for that word, business model. I don't know. It sounds very complicated when you talk about business model. Well, technically, it is not. A business model is not a complicated word. It's basically just an easy way to say, who is your customers and how do you make money? Basically, you have to identify the problem that you're going to solve with your customers. So you've got to have the right service or product. You've got to be able to understand who your customers would be and what does the market look like. In short, how would you attract these customers? And then how would you deliver this product? Now, there's two major criteria. How do you make your business scalable and how do you make it saleable? So let's just focus on these two for a while. So scalability, I always say, when you start a business, you've got to be in a hurry to make profit, but take your time with growth. So go out there and get your margins right as soon as possible. That is the most important thing. And then with time, you can understand who your market is, your product. You can change that as well from time to time. That will then open the way for you to grow your business. So scale a business in terms of your economies of scale. So at what point would economies of scale kick in? So that means if you increase your production, you will become more efficient and decrease your cost per unit. Your overheads will probably go up, but not in the same proportion. So hence, it comes back to your gross profit. So that's in short the scalability of it. Now, later on in the series, we talk about scaling your business or scalability of the business. Just for now, just understand that concept. And I know a lot of you do understand this concept, but just keep in mind that is one of the main criteria. And then the other S would be saleability of your business. How do you make your business saleable? All of us should start a business with an end in sight. So you have to be able to put a certain value on your business. What would your business be in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, or in 10 years' time for that matter, to be saleable? And how would it be saleable in terms of your market that you got, your team that you have got, your systems and procedures that you got? Am I integrate part of that business? My name is Johan. If I sell my business as Johan, can Tom Smith take it over and still calls it Johan? Or does he have to change? What does he have to change? That means, can I make myself redundant? So that's all part of your saleability of your business going forward as well. Now, how do you build a business model? It's basically 3 major components. You got to look at the problem that's out there, the product that will solve this problem, and who is your market. That will, in short, be where you will start with your business model. And then everything in terms of your scalability and your saleability will then come in as your business grows. Your marketing might change. Your client might change. Your product might even change. I would almost say your business model or starting your business model is basically the structure that you lay down, but it's not cast in stone. Now, no, I'm saying a lot of things twice here, but keep in mind, it's an important concept and each business model can be different. Now, picture this, in the 1850s, America became the land of opportunity. gold was discovered in California. And there was this bloke, his name was Levi Strauss, who originally came from Germany or Bavaria. And he started a shop that basically supplied goods to these miners. But the idea struck him that these guys actually need stronger than usual clothes to go out there and digging for their gold. So from the material that he used to supply the tents, he made a very rugged kind of work pants. So that went on for a decade or longer. But over time, realized it's not easy on the workers' skin. So he was looking for another alternative. And that's when he bumped into a guy called Jacob Davies. Now, Jacob Davies had this interesting material that he got from France. It's a fabric that's almost as strong as the military used in their uniforms and also their greatcoats, but it's a little bit softer. So then Levi and Jacob talked about it and said, well, that's a great little fabric. I can actually use it to make pants and make it quite robust. The French would refer to it from denims. And they took the last few letters off, and I just said the fabric they'll call is denim, and obviously Americanized it a bit, and it ended up as denim. So Levi then made the strong pants from a new fabric called denim. Him and David then went into business together. They created a patent in 1873 for it. And the story speaks for himself. Levi jeans are today one of the most popular jeans in the world. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting here right now doing this podcast with my new pair of Levi jeans that I bought last week. And, it's got all the rivets on it. It's nice and strong and robust, but it's also presentable. So I can use it to the office as well and go to my network sessions where people now can ask me about business models and I can tell them the whole story about business model. So what has Levi done right in terms of business model? Well, he did identify the need and he looked at the challenges and he offered a solution. And then he basically put a model down how to scale the business and eventually become saleable. In short, that's a business model. There are millions and millions of different business models. But if you understand the concept that it's got to be your product, your challenges, it's got to be scalable, it can be replicated into other parts of your business as well, then I think we've laid the foundation for a nice business model. Let's fast forward now to 21st century. And another interesting business model that comes to mind is Airbnb. What does Airbnb do today? How did that idea evolve? Now, it was founded by two guys called Joe Gebbia and Brian Chesky. In 2007, they struggled to pay their rent. They had a place where they stayed, but they struggled to pay their rent. And then put one of the lofts out for advertising and say, well, can somebody out there come and rent this space from them? And realize, well, that's actually a great idea. Now, we had a product. We identified a need that there actually are people that needs a place, perhaps for a shorter period of time, not a rental contract. And we can perhaps put a pricing structure in place. Interesting, that's how Airbnb founded. And they worked on their model in terms of their pricing, their market, how they're going to advertise it. And yet today it's worth millions and millions of dollars. And what was so unique in terms of the model is that they found out a way to price it. They get commission from their hosts and fees from the guests as well. Well, actually quite similar was the whole Uber idea as well. It's also a very modern kind of business model. There was two blokes as well, Travis Kalanick and Gareth Camp, who were in Paris at some stage, and they found themselves stuck on a snowy evening. And one bloke said to the other bloke, geez, what if you could just request a ride simply by tapping your phone? And obviously that is where the penny dropped. And now we got Ubers. We can just tap in our phone if we need to get to the airport, tap in my phone if I want to get from one side of the city to another side of the city. What was so amazing about this business model is they created it, make it work, and then replicated this model into Uber Eats, and then also for packages and deliveries as well. So that's a few ideas about business models, how it came about, how you can package it, the needs that you can tap in of your clients, your market, and your pricing. So what is important to include in your business model? Obviously, you've got to have your vision. Levi had his vision. He wants to create clothing for workers, very good, robust, reliable, easy to handle clothing. your objectives, what are your high-level goals to support your vision and your mission, along with how do you measure success. Your customer targets and challenges. It comes back to problems of your customers and how you're going to solve their problems and how is it different from other products on the market. Obviously, Uber is Uber. It's not a taxi service, and Airbnb is the biggest hotel group in the world, and they don't own one hotel. So it's interesting to see what is the possibilities of a good business model. Make it unique, make it a different point of sale, a different point of reference, with a special offering that you can launch from, and obviously growth opportunities. So they all had it. Levi had his growth opportunities, which he tapped into and ran with. Same with Uber and the same with Airbnb. So that's basically, in short, the discussion in terms of modeling. Obviously, there's a lot to be said. I will obviously refer back to your business models, and perhaps some of the guests that we will have will also refer to their business model, how they structure their business model. Now, just coming back a little bit in terms of what is a business model and then where does your business plan fit in? I would say a business model captures the basis of how your business will generate revenue and reach profitability. So a business model includes a brief overview of what you offer and to whom you offer and how you will solve that problem. Where a business plan is basically go into the detail and lay down a roadmap for that matter and how you will implement the business model. And it includes specifics such as operational practices, experience and the structure, the management teams, the milestones to be reached in a certain time, and in the comprehensive financial projections. Now, that is perhaps I would come in financial modeling, because the financial modeling could be part of your business plan, but it also takes your business model into consideration. So it is a situation where you would look at different scenarios for growth. You got your product, you got your solution. What if you want to increase your margin? So you look at your efficiencies as well. And that is perhaps areas where you might decide, okay, I'm going to invest 200,000 in this business to increase my profitability over a long period of time. And that's all to do with your financial modeling. So to recap, basically, whatever your idea is, you might have started with a different product or a pricing or market, but keep in mind the business model is not cast in stone. It's a good basis to start from as well. It can be changed. It's perhaps not flexible. I always refer to a business model is perhaps like a big ship to turn. So you probably want to make sure that you got it all worked out in terms of your business model, how you want it to work over a certain amount of time. But like everything in life, and I always use the analogy is, you throw your spaghetti against the wall. You see what it sticks. If it doesn't stick, you change it. If it doesn't stick at all, you can the whole thing and start over again, but you can change it. So your business model can be seen as your DNA of your business. It needs very important ingredients to evolve into something that will suit the needs of the market and how you're going to structure your business. It can be tweaked as you go along to make sure it's sustainable over time. So I hope I've helped a little bit of business modeling, goal structure, and how it affects your finances at the end of the day as well. There's marketing to be done, there's product development, it's all to do with finance and then numbers at the end of the day. So I hope you found value out of today's podcast. Until next time, cheers, bye. Well, thanks for listening to the show. I really hope you got some great takeaways from it. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to the show. It would be great if you can share it. You can also look me up on socials. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And you can also get in touch with me on my website, which is www.yournumberman.com.au. And you can get in touch with me as well. I'll definitely get back to you. See you next time. Cheers.